girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done.
What's going on, everybody? We have a really cool, exciting bike here. We have a 1982 or 1983 Hutch Pro Racer. The reason why I know it's an 82 or an 83 is because it has no serial number on it. So it's pre-serial number. Now, that makes it where it's either an 81, 82, or 83 at this point. Well, 1981, the little Hutch, little stamp in this back bridge was not stamped. It was actually drilled out with a bunch of holes spelling Hutch. It is not drilled out, so that eliminates 1981. So that leaves 82 or 83. And I'm going to try to see if I can find a date somewhere on this bike to maybe help me out, possibly narrow it down to, if it's an 82 or an 83. If I find something with a date on there saying 82 or 83, then I'm going to say it's one of those. But I want to thank Alex for bringing this in and selling it to me so cheap. This is not the best time for me to be buying bikes because this is the winter time, and I don't have any money coming in, and we really have to tighten our belts whenever it comes to purchasing things. But he did sell me this at a very reasonable price, even though it still hurt to give him the money. Like I said, it's bad timing, but oh my gosh, it's another Hutch. So thank you, Alex, for bringing this in. We're going to clean this up. We're going to find a good place to put it up on the wall. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If anybody can find a Hutch Trickstar, I'll be really happy. This one right here is a nice addition to the collection because I actually have a black Hutch Pro Racer right over there. Now, this is rather unusual because I have never seen a Hutch Pro Racer with white and chrome decals. Now, I've seen the chrome decal with the white Hutch lettering. I've never seen a white decal with the chrome lettering other than the Hutch Trickstar. Now, he may have put Hutch Trickstar decals on this. I need to ask him, and I think I will. But the interesting thing is, it's got, well, one, if he replaced the decals, he did a very good job. They line up very well. Also, there's a white decal here, exactly where it says Pro Racer, and it looks like there's a P, but whenever I went to go wipe my finger on there, the white paint came off. So I need to be very careful when cleaning this because I do not want to wipe this white paint off. So if you've got a classic Hutch, be careful because this is just paint on the decal and it does wipe off, unlike other decals where there's like a protective coating over the paint. This is a beautiful frame. It doesn't have much rust on it. What we have is we've got some chromoly Takagi cranks. We've got a chrome plated SR stem on here. We're going to have the Diacomp MX1000. Both of them are chrome plated, which is really cool. These are really beautiful brakes. These ACS Z rims are very desirable. It's very cool, and these are in great shape. So I'm very excited. We've got an SR set of pedals. We've got the original Hutch forks. Unfortunately, the front fork has been drilled out to put the brake on here. Now that was done way back when, and that's okay. You know, that's what he wanted, and that's what he did to put the front brake on there, and that's fine. I may take the front brake off. Well, no, there's no may about it. I'm taking the front brake off, and I'm going to look at the hole that was done, and if it looks good, I may leave the brake off. If it looks bad, I'm putting that brake back on. But really, really beautiful bike. Oh, the hubs, these are actually old Susie hubs, which look great. Now, these handlebars are the only really bad thing on this. These are not the original handlebars. These are probably just some walled handlebars, and I say that because the welds on this handlebar they're MIG welds. They're a little sloppy. They're not as pretty as these TIG welds that are on here, but that's okay. I may replace the handlebars later on, but in today's video, we're just going to be cleaning this up and making it roddable. Not that I'm going to be rodding this, and there may be some future videos with me upgrading it and such, but I am excited. I'm so excited that I threw my back out, so I don't know what I did, but I did actually hurt my back, and I'm wearing a brace right now, which is driving me crazy. But with that, let's go ahead and get this thing cleaned up, and let's take a look at it in the daylight. All right, I'm going to get started on this. Well, we're getting this cleaned up, and this is becoming stranger and stranger. This frame, looking it over, there is still no serial number anywhere on this, not on the dropouts, not on the bottom bracket. There's nothing on here, and it hasn't been sanded off. So this frame is still, I'm convinced that this frame is still a 1982 or 1983. But the confusing thing is I'm seeing a lot of 1985 on this. This sticker that's on here, this decal, this actually says number 1 bicycle 1985 or 1984. Well, that's interesting whenever it's supposed to be a 1982 or 1983. However, this decal was cleaner than all these other ones. These cleaned up nice, but this one looked like it was much newer. The Z-rims on here say 1985, September 3rd, 1985, I think it was. Let's see. September 3rd, 1985. And so that's kind of matching with the sticker. I don't know, he might have kind of rebuilt this bike later on. There are some questions that need to be answered. So I am still convinced that this is a early frame. The fork is another mystery because this fork, if this fork was drilled out, they did a really good job. It almost looks like that it's chromed. Let me take a closer look. I thought I saw chrome inside of the hole here. And it's hard to tell. So if this fork has already been pre-drilled, then this fork is not an early fork. Now these bikes were not complete. This you ended up building up. You know, you bought the frame, the fork, and such. So it's possible this frame was also sitting around for a while, and it was built later. You know, this thing could have been sitting in a shop for a while. Let's take a look at this hole here. This is a very clean, almost factory job. Now, it could be professional. They did a very good job. I was afraid that this hole was going to be sort of crooked and really nasty, but it's hard to tell. Y'all tell me what you think. No. Okay, no. It just looks like a really good job being drilled out. So, okay, this could be an earlier fork. Just looks like a really good job. Okay, so you can kind of see the difference. You know, this is the way the fork looks to the frame right there. And it is cleaning up really good. So I'm really excited. This is really turning out good. So I'm going to clean the fork, and then I'm going to clean the wheels, and then let's see how it turns out. So we've got this mostly cleaned up. So now let's go ahead and get this thing put together. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put these wheels on, and I have a bunch of these really cool Tanwall Comp 3 tires, well, Comp 3 style tires. So let's put the front one on. So I've got these wheels built. I've got new grease in the hubs. Now, this bike, amazingly, the whole time I've been putting this together, it seems to be that this bike was built and never used. Also, I've been trying to figure out the mystery of this bike, because there's a mixture of 1983 and 1985 with it. I don't know if he's upgraded over the years, or if he ended up buying this from a shop that had this frame up on the wall, perhaps, and just built it years later. I have no idea how this customer came about this bike, but he used to race it, and he said he's got trophies. He's even got a suit. It would be cool to have the suit maybe hanging up in here. So, let's see. We're going to get this tube put in. Now, if I recall correctly, these old Z rims, you did not want to inflate it very high. And it's probably something very much like a mag wheel, which mag wheels you're not supposed to go above 45. There's also, these rims are non-hook bead rims, meaning you've got to be very careful when you're putting this tire on, because it can explode. And we don't want it to blow off the rim. So we're going to put a little bit of air in it, make sure it's centered, and then we're going to air this up to 35. Let's get this put on the front wheel, or on the fork. Now let's go ahead and install the tire on the rear wheel. We want to make sure that we get the rim strip on here. always like to put the PSI of the tire right above the valve if the tire doesn't have a label. If it's got a label, I put the label over the valve. Looks more professional, and it looks more professional. Cleaning this bike up has made a huge mess here. That was a lot of cleaning. Even though the bike was not that bad, it was bad enough. See, the tire's coming off the bead here. We don't want that, do we? It really doesn't want to go on this one. Where'd I put that valve cap? Okay. Let's get this wheel put on the back of this bike. Okay, so there's the chain. Let's get it good and tight. Try to make sure all the stiff links are out. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead. It's getting late. Let's go ahead and get these pedals installed. I will clean these at another time, or I'll clean them in a little bit. Always put grease or anti-seize on your pedals. And let's go ahead and speed this along. Let's get the seat post installed and the brakes installed, and then let's take a look at it when we're all done. Well, this bike turned out great. I'm really excited about this bike. It's going to look so good hanging up on the wall. I want to thank Alex for actually selling this to us. Thanks for bringing it in and giving me the opportunity to buy it, because I'm really enjoying this. This is going to look great next to my other Hutch Pro Racer. There's still some questions that need to be answered, though. I'm going to talk to Alex and actually see if he can answer some of those. For one thing, these decals, I have never seen this decal on these bikes. And actually, if you try to look, I didn't find one single one. So please, if y'all would like, leave a message, down below and let me know if you found anything like that. This is very unusual. There's still some questions that need to be answered. I'm going to be talking to Alex about that, like exactly when, if he could recall when he got this bike, and did he have it built up, which is most likely what he did, or was it something that was already built at the shop? Like, for instance, did they have this frame hanging up in the shop, and was it sticking around for a while before getting built, which would explain why we've got most likely a 1983 frame with 1985 parts. Because as far as the parts on here, I found a part or two that had a 1983 date on there, and then we had the Z rims that actually had a 1985 date. So I would like to know about that. Perhaps he had the bike built up, and later on he wanted to go with these wheels. I want answers. So be sure to subscribe, because we're going to be doing some other things with this bike. Whenever I find some better handlebars, we're going to put some better handlebars on this, because these handlebars do not belong on this bike. Everything else works out great. I might be doing some upgrades to this, because I do have some nice Redline 401 cranks that might look nice on this. So if you liked this content, please leave me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to tell your friends. Check out some of the other videos on the corner of the screen. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.